to tonight's or this afternoon's show. Are you guys ready to hear some science?
Yeah!
Are you ready to have some laughs?
Yeah!
Great, we're going to hopefully combine both of those for you today. So, what we have for you is we've got two teams of delightful comedians. They will be on the stage very soon. We also have a scientist. Or at least someone who works in science, citizen science. And she will be talking to you about what she does, and interspersed with her talk, you will see slides like this. When you do see a slide like this, our speaker will say something, a sentence, and it might be true, or it might be false. We've only employed expert liars. Our comedians, they're going to have one question each to determine whether they think that she is lying or telling the truth. They're going to buzz using our super high-tech buzzers. The team that buzzes in first, they will be in the running for double points, but they'll be locking their answer before they hear from the second team. So the second team, they'll hear all their answers, they'll know what they're locking in, and the second team, they'll lock in their answers. But if they do win, they win half as many points. Yeah, so this team will get 20 if they go first. This team 10 if they win, and if the teams lose, they'll be minus 10 points. So arguably better first. I don't know why the mic keeps on cutting in and out. I might try to fix it. I might not. But without further ado, shall we welcome our first team to the stage? Yeah? Great. Let's welcome our very first team. Cheers, team. Please come on down. So, I'm going to pass over the talking sticks. There we go. And Tim, why don't you let us know why it is that you think you'll be well prepared to spot a lie?
I lie a lot, mainly to the people next to me, so I should be able to spot a lie.
Great. Sam, what makes you well placed to spot a lie?
Well, I also lie a lot, but more specifically, I have parents. They tell me that they love me. Give me this certain look, and it's always in the eyes of me.
Subtext is they lie a lot. And Laura Webb.
Yes, I'm an only child. Very overbearing parents. Well, if someone needs to have a bit of fun, someone needs to tell a lie. Can I spot it? We'll find out.
And let's welcome Thomas. So, Tara, what makes you well able to spot a lie?
Spent a lot of time on dating apps.
We're just going to leave that one. And Millie Higgs, what makes you well placed to spot a lie?
Well, my name's not even Millie Higgs.
Oh, it's both. Well, why is one in
And yet everyone knows me as Millie. Take that as you will.
Yeah, we worried there. Alright, well, without further ado, let's please welcome our guest for tonight. We have Sylvia Clarke. Give her a massive round of applause. And Sylvia, while I'm still awkwardly on stage, what makes you well placed to be able to fool
Much better
our
workplace.
comedians?
I just want to say scientists never lie. Always trust what scientists say.
Alright, well, without further ado, please give Sylvia a round of applause.
Hey there, everyone. I hope you're feeling good. You're looking good. But I'm here to help you find an even better you, a more natural you, without having to change your hair product. True. Just the power. Using just the power of nature itself. Talking about is good for us. Researchers actually found that being out in nature lowers stress hormones, it lowers your blood pressure, it's great for your physical and your mental health. It lowers your chance of getting heart disease and diabetes. It's pretty amazing stuff. Get a load of it. And it feels amazing. The serenity. Sorry, maybe not always, but it's okay. Lower those stress hormones, it's okay. There's no big bears here, not even drop bears. Now, I'm an ecologist and I have a PhD, which means I get to put doctor in front of my name. And while real doctors are prescribing time in nature for people, I reckon I could have a go at that too. But I want you to also do something good for nature in return. Now, I said I'm an ecologist. What is an ecologist? Well, ecologists study how all the different parts of an environment interact with each other, how the species interact with each other, how they interact with the air, with the water, with the soil. It's not rocket science. It's more complicated than that. It's nature science. You don't have to understand all of this, but just be in awe of the complexity. And I'm pretty sure that's why people tend to do really easy stuff like brain surgery instead. Now, the problem is that it takes a really long time to try and work out what's going on in even just a little part of this. And unfortunately, our world is changing so rapidly at the moment with species loss and climate change and rapid development expansion. We just don't have time for these ecologists. Well, they do a good job, but they need some help. Now, just to give you an example, this is what I did for my PhD. I wanted to understand what was going on with the insects in the Flinders Ranges under different grazing regimes. And lots of people had already looked at the more obvious things like the kangaroos and the sheep and the grass and those kind of things. But insects play really important roles in all of our ecosystems, but no one had ever looked at what was going on there. So I thought I'd try and find out. I had a few years up the sleeve. So, what did I find out? What did I find? Lots of little brown ants. Hundreds and hundreds of different species of little brown ants. And different brown ants in different environments. Mind-blowing. Well, mine was anyway. And there were a few blue ones. I don't know why. Why would you be blue? Why would you be sad in the Flinders Ranges? And what was going on? Well, of course, it was really complicated. The different ants were interacting with each other. They were interacting with the other insects. With these particular ones were interacting with the leafhoppers that were on the acacias. And I'm not allowed to bore you, so I won't go into all the details. But believe me, everything plays a really important role. But the problem is, did anyone notice? Did I save the world 4 years after I started? Did anyone notice the world become better when I finished? Yeah, a long time ago. So, unfortunately, as I said, it takes a really long time to just work out these little bits and pieces. So I will show you the legacy of my PhD. I'm going to show you what's in my drawers. What have you got in your I got ants in my drawers. The legacy. My ants in the drawers. Lots of little ants on them. Ones who don't want to get out, but no one wants to get out. And I also had a couple of publications in journals and a big long thesis, but really did not change the world. Now, true or false?
True.
Always tell them the truth.
I'm so prepared for that. I'm so serious.
My true or false statement is, I did a You guys are going to be very good at this. Okay. I did a PhD just to outdo my dad.
What does your dad do for a job?
He was an engineer.
I know I'm getting yes. Am I allowed to ask the question? Yeah. Oh, when did you decide that you wanted to be better than your father?
very young.
And one more question from Tara's team.
What subjects did you study in high school?
Maths 1, Maths 2, Physics, Chem, Biology.
Right, full nerd.
Total nerd.
Yeah.
You have 1 minute to go further.
I'll confirm. Okay. Well, if I'm projecting, the
Yeah.
answer is true.
I know that might be. Okay, yes, I from a very young age, I think I felt truth coming from that. I think do we need the chicken? What is the chicken thing? True.
Locking in true, Jim's team.
True.
Your 3 questions.
Do you think you're better than your dad? Better than she did.
That's like a talking stick.
Yeah.
Why did you think you needed a PhD to be better than him?
Because my dad had 2 degrees.
Yeah.
I only had 1 with honours.
Garbage. What is the order of your sibling lineup?
I think where I am in the family, I'm the eldest.
Also looking at you.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's true.
Locking in true. Alright. Audience, hands up if you think it's true. Quite a few. Hands up if you think it's false. Still quite a few. Alright, there's still drum roll. Everybody drum roll. And the answer is...
Not a very good reason to do a PhD.
Even I should know where it's at.
20 points.
We're still in it.
Okay, so as I said, it takes an ecologist a really long time and a really long, awful PhD to try and find out even a little bit of what's going on in our wonderful world. So that's where we need a lot of help. Has anyone here ever thought about becoming a scientist?
Yes.
Guess what? You are one. You all are. You were born one.
Aww.
Humans have always been learning about their natural world, and they've been sharing that knowledge that they gain in the most wonderful ways through art and dance and drama. People had to learn. That was how they got along in the world and improved their situation, and they shared it so wonderfully, so much better than a thesis. Has anyone ever read a PhD thesis? Oh dear, I'm very, very sorry. If you haven't, imagine really long passages that are so boring and you just can't wait for something exciting to maybe come along. Really intricate diagrams you can't make head nor tail of. Really long words that make no sense at all. Believe me, Lord of the Rings has nothing on a PhD. But anyway, back to you. If we can get everyone out there helping out our ecologists, that is a whole lot of eyes on the ground and ears in the trees. It's true. I took that with my phone. And people live in all different environments, all across Australia, all across the world. These are the kind of people that can help us out. Work, rest, and play. You can be out there observing your world and sharing it through the magic of citizen science while getting your healthy dose of nature. Now, true or false? It's not that picture. It's not that picture. Oh, you want to get in? All right. Do you know how to do it first? Do you want to hear the question? Okay. I became a vegetarian after watching a video. Yes, a video. That's how old I am. A video in religious education class at school.
And now you don't squeeze.
I was holding it. You were.
I know. Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
Question. If I was to give you an eggplant What would you do with it?
Yeah.
A real one.
Oh, really? To cook. Like, what would your go-to meals with an eggplant be?
I just like slicing it up and with olive oil and salt and pepper, and then putting it in, roasting it, and then just putting in absolutely everything.
Oh, that was very specific.
No. But it was also vegetarian and delicious. And if you're having to make it all the time. Alright, what's tofu made of?
Soy product of some sort.
No, vegetarian. I think we know the answer, but one more question. How's life?
It could have given us a lot of information. It gave us.
Well, we think that didn't give us a lot of information. Vegetarians are always weak, so that's actually proven that I don't think.
So we're going with false?
Yeah, I think false.
False.
Locking in false. Kingston.
What veggies are a good supplement for iron?
Oh.
Not spinach.
That's
That's
not the
not
answer.
I mean, you could say a lot of vegetables are not good.
I don't know, various things.
Why are you like that?
What's going on here? What's your favourite fast food?
Zambreros with the cauliflower thing in it. Double beans, black rice.
I don't think double beans, double rice, and
No,
cauliflower.
you're pretty right. One or the other.
Just think about that. What was the video?
Yeah, that's a better question. It was all about the awful things that happen to animals as part of the meat production system.
What? Awful things happen to animals in the meat
I
production?
know, sorry to bring it to everyone. And I decided I didn't want to be part of that.
As a vegetarian of 5 years who gave up to chicken nuggets, I can relate.
Oh, I'm taking this up here.
It's good.
It's got to be false.
1 minute to confirm.
That false.
You can take 45 more seconds.
I think still false.
Locking in false. Audience, hands up if you think it's true. Hands up if you think it's false.
A lot of smart people.
More people. And drum roll, drum roll. The answer is
True.
minus 10.
You're a good liar.
Red team.
This is not spinach. Not dirt. Also not.
Alright, so back to how you can all help out.
So are you vegetarian or?
No, not anymore, which is why I said I've been I was vegetarian for 15 years. And now I'm a flexitarian, so as long as I know where the animal came from and it had a happy use life, then I'm happy to eat it.
So did I care about the teeth though?
No, happy, a lovely death, of course. Most beautiful death you could imagine. But generally still vegetarian. Okay, back to where we do. What do we do? Citizen sides. Right. Now, as I said, work, rest, and play. You can all help out. Now, what about if you're one of those lucky people that is on holidays for the rest of your life? Yeah, don't mind it. Anyway, no, wait. Okay, yes. Do you know how much of Australia's budget goes to keeping old people alive? Well, imagine if they could repay that back to society.
Ageist propaganda.
They do have time on their hands, and they are happy to get involved in things. And for example, we had a couple who get to spend their lovely retirement travelling up and down the Murray River on a houseboat. Very nice if you can do it. But they took an Anabat recorder and recorded bat calls up and down the Murray and found 2 new populations of a threatened bat species that we never knew were there. Pretty amazing. And there really is no age limit to being involved in citizen science. This is a project, Swallow Your Undies, where we get people to bury cotton underpants, and then you dig them up, and what's left gives you an indication of how healthy the microbes are in the soil. It's really cool. And we actually ran this project simultaneously with both a kindergarten and an aged care facility. They both really got the soil done this. But if you're somewhere between those age groups, I'm pretty sure you've got one of these on you. And this is an excellent gateway into citizen science. So turn it around from selfie mode, take photos of what's around you, and get involved in citizen science while you're out there in this beautiful nature of ours. So, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of projects you can get involved with. Now, insects. I keep going on about insects, but they really are incredibly important in all of our ecosystems. They're involved in pollination, in decomposition, getting rid of all those pesky dead things. They are food for other animals. And do you know that 2/3 of Australia's insect species do not have a scientific name? That is thousands and thousands and thousands of insects in Australia do not have a scientific name.
They just get called a bug.
Yeah, if they're lucky. Yeah, swat, get away, killed it, that's what they get called. Anyway, it's very sad. But anyway, what is the big deal about having a scientific name? Well, imagine if you were only ever called Alice, or Dave, or Horatio,
Or say.
or even worse, if at home you're only ever called Mum or Dad. And no one ever referred to you with any more detail than that. You see, the thing is, when people talk to you and refer to your individuality, you know that they care about you. Okay, the insects don't really care themselves, but the other thing is that the way our government conservation system works is that you cannot be listed as a threatened species unless you have a scientific name. And and the chance of any conservation money going towards your future without a scientific name is next to nothing. So it's actually really important for these important creatures in our environment that they actually have a scientific name. Now, whose job is it to give these things a scientific name? Well, they're called taxonomists. And while it sounds pretty amazing to be describing new species and giving them names, it's actually a really tedious job. And you can tell that by the word tax in the name, which is it's Latin for boring, and I really don't want to do it. So, we really want you to get out there and keep an eye on the insects all around you. Even just in your backyard, chances are 1 in 3 insects will be new to science. And if you can go on the iNaturalist app and take really good photos of the insects you find, you can help us document where they are and even find new species. And yes, if you find a new species, you get naming rights. So you might just be called Mum at home, but you could have a shiny green beetle named after you. That's pretty cool. Alright.
We call it bug.
True, folks. I have an ant species named after me.
I did twice.
It's now not just Steve, but also follow you.
An enthusiasm.
What's it called?
It's called
And why?
Camponotus Sylvia.
Oh, I get it.
And because I found it.
That's very sensible.
The answer to the why is because you found it, not why you chose that name. Where did you find this ant?
In the flavors around
What makes them different from other ants?
These ones had different coloration. And by the way, I'm not that, so the taxonomist is the one that actually describes it and names it. It just gets named after me because I found it. So he does all that describing. It might have one less segment on its antennae or something. I don't remember. Probably should know. And it's red and black.
2 minutes to confirm.
I think she just wants to show off. It's definitely.
She does like to be better than her dad.
He doesn't have a man named after him.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it's true.
I reckon true.
But the last two happened.
Is that them throwing us off because they've all been true?
Yeah. But they might all be
Well, they were probably overthinking it. Let's do true.
It's good true. We're gonna love them.
Locking in true.
Alright, questions. How did you react when you found out that you were going to be able to name the ant?
I was pretty excited.
Nice!
You single?
Not today, no.
Copy this!
So I feel like you would get in trouble if you found an ant and didn't name it after your partner.
Yeah, see, I didn't name it. The taxonomist named it after
You
me.
don't have any say in it?
Oh, I suppose. What? You think I would have said no, name it after my husband?
Sorry, guys.
We can find your own name.
Feminism!
Do we have one more question?
One
Do you
more
have one
question.
more question? Do you want to ask it together?
No.
Okay. Fine. Because I'll be my own question. If you were an ant that had just been discovered, what would you want to be called?
You know, they're all girls.
All ants are girls.
But all the ones you see around, all the worker ants are girls. And so there's the queen that looks after the nest, and then all the workers that you see everywhere are girls. Males are really tiny little winged things that just fly out, and males, and then they go out, they're useless after that. So, be a girl.
I feel like this is a feminist for killing ants now.
Yeah. You need to think about
That is not answer the question.
It's Marilda.
it.
2 minutes to confirm.
Thank you so much. Well, the fact that she said Esmeralda makes me think that this is false.
But I also feel like she spent so much time talking about taxonomy and naming ants that it would be real stink for it to be like, but I don't have one named after me. You taxonomist.
But this might be her platform to be like,
Like, any of you in the room.
any taxonomists here?
Yeah, any taxonomists here?
Don't be shy.
They don't get out much.
Alright, well,
Yeah, my heart says that it's true.
your heart says it's true.
What does your heart say?
So I'm gonna go with your heart seeing as it's linked to hers. We're looking in true, Dave.
Locking in true. Alright, audience, hands up if you think it's true. A few. Hands up if you think it's false. All think it's false. Alright, drum roll. The answer is
False. another reason why the taxonomists need our help. So this is a horsefly named by Dr. Brian Lessard, who's a fly taxonomist, and it's called Scaptia beyonceae. See, they name lots of things, and they get a little bit silly. See the resemblance to the shiny little bug? I hope she is suitably impressed. And
Why is it called a horsefly? It doesn't look anything like a horse.
I think it hangs around horses. It impersonates Beyonce. Alright, so, and this is what happens when you get kids involved. So this was a project run by Dr. Erin Fagan Jeffries, who is my favourite taxonomist, who's at Adelaide This project connected school students across Australia with taxonomists. The school students all set up traps and collected lots of flying insects, and then they've been working with taxonomists to name new species. It's pretty cool. And for example, this is a tiny parasitic wasp that was found by Loxton North Primary School in the Riverland. These parasitic wasps lay their eggs inside caterpillars, and then the caterpillars the larvae eat the caterpillars from the inside out. One of the kids came up with a name, Eatus the Fetus. Now, I'm not sure the taxonomist agreed that was going to be the final name, but you can see the possibilities when everyone gets involved.
My child definitely peaked.
And it was so nice to see kids interacting in a positive way with insects instead of just pulling the wings off a fly and turning it into a walk. Okay, true or false? My parents named me Sylvia because it means lady of the forest. Who was that? That was
I know Tim's too.
Yeah!
oh, wow.
I will remember this day.
What was the question?
My parents named me Sylvia because it means lady of the forest.
Oh, in what language?
Latin.
That one.
Your previous true and false statement about the name of that ant, was that ant found in the forest?
But it wasn't the forest.
Doesn't exist at all.
That would be a good name for one that was found in a forest.
Do you know what like the naming shortlist was?
Wow. Does anyone have a coin that we can flip? um,
2 minutes to confirm.
Anyone in the room familiar with Latin? Damn.
Well, look, I tell you, Sylvia does actually mean lady of the forest, but it's more whether that was why they called it that.
oh.
That's an engineer. That doesn't scrape the forest.
That's the white breast thing.
I am so confused. I have many more questions. Just one final honorary question. Is this true or false? Yes, but
We said false.
so we must say true.
That makes it interesting.
That's not what we're here for.
Zero.
Alright, fine.
I don't know whether it's, well, I don't know whether it's that I've been influenced, but I feel like we should say true. Yeah.
Are you holding your heart again? Alright, look. I think it's true. I think this is true. I'm not listening to that.
We'll walk in.
We're looking at true.
Looking true. Audience, hands up if you think it's true.
True?
Hands up if you think it's
That's
true.
how I feel.
3 people, 5 people. Hands up if you think it's false.
Well, there's pity.
Give us a great big drum roll. And the answer is?
Well, you can tell by the way my mum voted, it's false.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it was my great grandmother's name, but it just so happens I have grown into the name many days.
20 points, Christine. 20 points. You guys get 20 points?
But they're all minus 10.
Yeah, there's no minus.
We're not competitive.
20 points.
20 points.
You get 20 points. Jason, you get 20 points.
This is a science show and Dave doesn't believe in negatives.
Okay, let's get back to some nature. So, how about if you like spending your time around a beautiful waterway? A lake, a river, a stream. Did you know that our freshwater turtles are unfortunately in a really bad way in Australia? Most of our freshwater turtle species are in severe decline. And unfortunately, they're kind of out of sight, out of mind. But if you like getting out in your active wear, running around a lake, keep an eye out for a turtle. So 1 Million Turtles program has an app called Turtle Sat. And through that, we've been able to get so many more sightings of turtles.
Is there one turtle in Tasmania?
Yeah, you know there's no turtles in Tasmania. There's one. It'll be a pet. Yeah, that's a pet short-necked turtle that probably came from the River. But yes.
There's only one pet turtle.
Unfortunately, people release pet turtles into waterways, which is not good. But anyway, yes, but our turtles do need our help. If you ever see a turtle or a turtle's nest, please share it on TurtleSat because there's only a few turtle scientists around Australia and together we can all try and help our little turtles get back in our waterways. Aww. And you'll also be helping their Teenage Mutant Ninja cousins too. Who doesn't like walking around a wetland and listening to the call of frogs? It is such a lovely sound. Well, do you know, through the Frog Spotter app and Frog Watch South Australia, you can record those calls and actually be part of frog conservation too. And we've actually got the frog census coming up in the first week of March. So it'll be a great time to get on board. And who doesn't love frogs? They don't even have teeth. Not a fan?
What is a frog census? Frog census.
It's where we try and get everyone to record frog calls at different seasons.
Okay, so it's not like a meeting of frogs.
It's like the census when you've got to say who you are and how long you are.
Okay.
Yeah, but all you got to do is record frog calls for 3 minutes on your phone, and we get an idea of what all the frogs are up to, who's living in what wetland that night, who lives and all that.
Drama.
And alright, if you notice creepy crawly insects or slimy frogs and turtles, it's okay, there's a citizen science project for everyone. If you like getting out in nature and bird watching, finding fungi, watching water, there is a citizen science project for you. And what if you really can't get out and about, or your favourite environment is your couch? That's okay. I've got a citizen science project for you too. This is Digibol Wildlife Spotter on the Australian Museum site. Ecologists from around Australia and even around the world put their camera trap images on these sites, and you can sit there in the comfort of your lounge room and going through and helping them to identify what's in the images. So all that time you spent identifying zebra crossings and buses and bicycles trying to get into the website, put it much better use by getting involved in this. And we actually use this for our malleefowl monitoring. And I mean, why would you sit on your couch watching Love Island when you can watch Love on a Dirt Mound? Much better looking.
Let's have my time.
So please everybody, our world needs us, our nature needs us just as much as we all need nature. So I really encourage you to get out there, get involved in citizen science. There are so many ways you can get involved. Who knows, you might even find a new species of cockroach that you can name after your least favourite family member. And while you're doing that, I'm going to channel my inner natural scientist, and I'm going to bring interpretive dance into every presentation I do.
Last one.
True or false? 3 of the projects that have been mentioned here that I've been involved with have been finalists in the National Eureka Science Awards for Innovation in Citizen Science, and 2 of them have won. Too enthusiastic.
What?
Sure.
Ask
Yes.
question.
Great.
Yes, ask question.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you like.
Which one didn't win?
Find our fungi.
That's an actual species.
There was a mushroom for that.
So sorry, I would take the
There's just so many questions. What was the award exactly?
So the Eureka Science Awards are kind of the national science awards that are held in the Australian Museum in Sydney, and this particular one was Innovation in Citizen Science.
For both.
All of them, yeah.
That was in the. I feel like that should count as a question.
Yes.
Because we already knew all that.
Yes.
What were the things? The fungi.
The 3,
Yeah.
fungi, insect investigators, and mammalian turtles.
Okay. Snog, marry, kill. Those 3.
That's a very.
Each one.
No, you have to pick one to snog, one to marry, one to kill. Oh.
We will find out. Also, I feel like this is a lot, seeing as you've already asked what you said.
Snogging fungi could go really badly. A lot of poisonous. So we'd have to kill them. There's good ones. There's good ones. That's really hard. Alright, I'll marry a dragonfly and I'll snog a turtle.
Okay.
Wow. Bizarre. But okay.
And I think those are all the
Those are all the
questions.
questions.
And I think we have decided from that. That feels like, I think it's true.
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
only someone that would marry a dragonfly will tell the truth about I genuinely don't know.
True.
True, we're looking in
You
true.
seem very successful.
Stop flirting with her! She's married!
Tuesday.
What years did you win the Eureka Prize?
2024 and 2023.
Reasons.
Yes, Steve. What room in your house artwork are they? Is there a physical thing?
They're at work.
Oh.
One of them is in Sydney because they're partnership projects, so we kind of have to share around.
Oh.
And the other one's work.
No one's available.
Okay.
Who did you beat?
Everyone.
Last year was 2 Kangaroo Island projects, Passport to Recovery, and one about mess boxes from
Oh.
Yeah. Send them mopping.
It's fine. I was carrying it. It's all right.
What did she say? Sorry, this is your turn.
Did you feel good beating? That general question. That's like, I've made up my mind.
Well,
Oh, I want to hear her answer.
Maybe it works that way.
Yes, send them to.
Any thoughts, anyone?
I don't remember what they picked, to be completely honest with you.
They said true.
They said true.
She's only spoken about one award in detail.
Yes.
She said just one's at work, and then the other one's in
It's
Sydney
shared.
because it has to be due to a
Yeah.
And there was another accomplishment that was like that.
Can you lie that to accomplishment? Scientific talk.
It's a lot of lying.
Yeah.
All my dreams.
And if we say false, it makes it a lot more interesting.
Just do that there.
Yeah.
Shows finding out be interesting.
Looking at false?
Yes.
Audience, hands up if you think it's true.
She's a successful lady.
Hands up if you think it's false. About 50-50. Alright, final drum roll of the night. And the answer is?
Really science one.
Let's all give a huge round of applause to Sylvia. Before we move on, Sylvia, please tell us how, if we're now keen, if we're now sold, how do we get involved in this? What do we do tomorrow? Is there a we can join, or is it all from our armchair? That's my question.
A lot of it's from your phone. You can connect with the Australian Citizen Science Association South Australian chapter. We've got a newsletter, but lots of these things are out there. So all the ones I've mentioned tonight, iNaturalist, TurtleSat, Fungi Map, Digivol, all these things. Yeah, you can just look them up, put them on your phone, and away you go. And we love it.
Thank you guys for coming out this afternoon, and our two brilliant teams. We have listed our winners. Our runners up. If you enjoyed this show and want to tell your friends, we have different comedians, different scientists every night, Sunday to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. here, as well as our matinee shows on Saturdays and Sundays at 3 p.m. So if you'd like to come back, it will be an entirely different show. We also have scientists doing stand-up comedy from 6:15. We've got 4 scientists each night. We do train them. For a couple of months. And it's a good time. 5. Actually, a huge round of applause to Sylvia. She did this last